Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and earlier this week we got yet another build for the Dragonflight beta, which includes some new class changes and even more talent tree adjustments. This new update primarily focuses on talent trees and creates some room for build diversity, brings in even more group utility, and even manages to implement new gameplay mechanics for a handful of playstyles. And while the official beta blue post does cover most of these class changes, it does miss out some minor, crucial improvements. So in today's video, I wanted to go over all of the important class changes and highlight the important updates that we saw this week over on the Dragonflight beta. But right before that, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are reminded, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as to the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get regular updates about the next World of Warcraft expansion of Dragonflight. First, I want to cover the changes coming to the class of Demon Hunter. And firstly, the class talents and the Havoc specific talents are getting restructured in order to promote more build flexibility. In this build, Havoc Demon Hunters gain new talents in order to support the Throw Glaive playstyle, starting with the update to Burning Wound, which has been redesigned to function strictly with the Glaive gameplay. This week's build also brought online many of the talents that support glaive-focused output, with even more improvements on the horizon planned for future builds. Then we have the class of Priest, with a spec of Shadow gaining new gameplay options. Mind Seer, Mind Flay, and Shadow Word Pain can grant you a new buff called Coalescing Shadows. Mind Blast and Mind Spike consume all Coalescing Shadow stacks, buffing either ability but 20% per shadow consumed. When a shadow is consumed, you get another buff that enhances all periodic damage by 10%, which allows this talent to be quite versatile, supporting either damage over time rotting builds as well as Mind Blast, Mind Spike, bursty output. Calling upon a Shadow Fiend or a Mind Bender causes you to gain this buff continuously, with Shadow Apparitions also gaining a bonus chance of proccing shadows as well. Harnessed Shadows enhances all coalescing generation and becomes somewhat valuable in PvP combat, giving Priest newly found counter pressure opportunity. The talent of Death Speaker has also been adjusted. Your Shadow Word Pain damage has a chance to reset the cooldown of Shadow Word Death and allow it to do its full maximum damage regardless of the target's health status. Shadow Word Death is commonly used as an execute ability, dealing considerable damage to vulnerable targets. And in Dragonflight, Shadow Word Death can be further enhanced to gain cleave value against all targets suffering Shadow Word Pain. Shadow Word Death ability also retains some cleave synergies from Shadowlands when playing the Shadow Flame Prism, causing your Shadow Fiend or Mindbender cleave in multiple enemies and avoid eruption when casting Shadow Word Death or Mind Blast. It's possible to gain huge value for Shadow Word resets when using the ability Dark Void, applying pain to a group of enemy targets. With the talent of Monomania, casting Mind Seer on suffering targets causes dots to expunge faster, which can proc your Shadow Word Death more often, while the talent of Mental Decay keeps your dots rolling longer, causing them to extend their duration whenever suffering Mind Seer or Mind Flame. This allows for a potentially new Shadow Word Death focused build that has incredibly high burst and cleave potential, expanding even more gameplay options for Shadow Priest than ever before. The class of Paladin saw a very small update in this week's build, one that's primarily focused on shifting around talent trees to open up more options and better pathing opportunities. Protection Paladins gained a few more defensive bonuses, like the gift of the Golden Valkyr, which will attempt to protect you when coming close with imminent death, as well as an adjustment to Moment of Glory, which allows you to gain a shield based on all damage done instead of limiting it to just Avenger's shield usage. The class of Rogue saw a massive amount of restructuring when it comes to their class talent trees, which primarily includes the changes regarding the final capstone talent choices. We also see a new talent node location between the familiar Numbing Poison and now the Atrophic Poison. Atrophic is a poison that reduces the target's effective damage by a flat amount, giving all rogues access to a new group utility, no matter their spec playstyle. This week, the spec of Enhancement Shaman saw a ton of impactful updates, starting with the changes to the Feral Spirits talent. When enhanced with Elemental Spirits, your wolves imbue you with new damage buffs based on their type. Fire buffs fire, frost buffs frost, and lightning wolves buff nature damage. This change embraces the natural shaman affinity for elemental focus builds. However, when not empowered by the elements, wolves provide a physical damage bonus which supports Wind Fury and Stormstrike focus gameplay. We also saw changes to the talent of Alpha Wolf, which allows your spirits to cleave nearby foes when using either Crash Lightning or Chain Lightning implemented as of this build. While buffed by Alpha Wolf, your Feral Spirit's damage ignores all armor, and the basic damage of those wolves has also been increased to help promote cleave-based capabilities. Then we have the class of warriors who saw many new updates as of this week's build. First of all, Berserker stance becomes only available to Fury warriors. This means that Arms and Prot have a choice to swap between defensive stance and battle stance, while Fury gains access to defensive stance and Berserker stance. This change is implemented in this recent build to help test some of the Fury warrior auto attack focus gameplay, and I could see it being reverted in a future update based on community feedback. But besides this update, we got even more talent changes, like the talent of Sidearm becoming available for all 3 playstyles, allowing auto attacks a chance to cleave multiple targets. And Heroic Leap can be further empowered with the Wrenching Impact, a new talent that pulls nearby foes towards your location while increasing the cooldown of Heroic Leap by 45 seconds. This gives warriors new displacement opportunities and a way to reposition enemy targets to a more favorable location, overall enhancing warriors' control. Fury gains a new talent that enhances Odin's Fury, which heavily bolsters your auto attack value, as well as Ashen Juggernaut, which propels Fury Warrior's output when it comes to execute encounters. The Arms Warrior talent tree saw quite a bit of restructuring this week, as well as new talent additions, like a damage buff to Bladestorm with a Hurricane passive, as well as a new talent, Dance of Death, which causes Bladestorm to last longer when cutting down foes during your carnage. The left portion of the talent tree will now focus better on bleed effects as well as resets of basic abilities through the passive of Tactician, while the right portion of the talent tree will focus on making you even more deadly, buffing the damage of your shattering cleaves and strikes, and enhancing various battle arts. Finally, Protection Warriors saw very minor adjustments this week, except for one new talent. The talent of Skullbender becomes available to Protection Warriors also, which will greatly enhance the crit damage of your party and expands the Warriors group toolkit, making Protection Warriors a much more valuable choice when it comes to group and game content. And for now, that's going to be all of the class updates that we have in today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about all of the recent class changes? What do you think about new playstyles for Demon Hunters, Shadow Priests, and Enhancement Shamans? What are your thoughts about Trophic Poison becoming available for all 3 specs of Rogue? And what do you think about the major changes and improvements coming to the class of Warrior? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. As per always, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and a live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video update or discuss these recent class changes with the rest of the channel community. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.